Today's review is sponsored by Your Last Thrill, the new extreme amusement park. It only costs you $50 and your life.
Watch it, Alan. I'm shooting.
Helldriver. Have you ever seen a movie that was so stupid that it was awesome? So unbelievably ridiculous, over the top, nonsensical in its gore and action, that it was one of the best flicks you've ever seen in your life? Well, let me introduce you to the Japanese hyper-gore films. These movies are all about over-the-top, cartoony gore. Reality has no place in these flicks. Everybody has more blood in them than any human body could ever have, and they are so much fun. Tokyo Gore Police, Machine Girl, Versus, plus many other masterpieces of silly gore. We're talking about Helldriver today, which is my favorite movie in this particular genre, and I'm going to be getting into the plot here in a second, but brace yourself, there's a lot of crazy shit in this movie, so fasten your seatbelts, we're in for a wild ride. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Kika is a quiet young woman who is badly abused by her sadistic mother Rika and equally sadistic uncle. The two of them also just so happen to be cannibalistic serial killers. After eating and setting her handicapped father on fire, they then go after Kika with murderous intent. At the last moment, some kind of meteor or something crashes to Earth, going through Rika's body, leaving this huge hole where her heart was. So she decides to take Kika's heart and put it in her body. We're not done yet. The meteor somehow keeps Kika and Rika alive. They get encased in this amber cocoon. Kika goes flying away, while the Rika cocoon shoots out this ash that envelops half of Japan, turning people into zombies. They all have this weird antler-shaped tumor sticking out of their foreheads, which is the source of their zombie-ism. We're not done yet. Kika's body is then recovered by the Japanese government. Cut to 1 year later, a wall has been formed between the infected zombie side of Japan and the non-infected side of Japan. The population has been divided between people who want to kill off the infected and people who don't want to kill off friends and family who have been infected. We're not done yet. Kika has been transformed into a super soldier with an artificial heart and a new kind of weapon. A combination between a samurai sword and a chainsaw. Impractical? Yes. Awesome? Fuck yes. We're not done yet. Kika's mother has now hatched from her cocoon and is now the zombie queen with control of the entire zombie population. So Kika and a few other ragtag survivors are sent into the zombie zone to kill off the zombie queen. And now we're done. Jeez. Just a heads up, I'm going to have some mild spoilers in this video. I promise I won't give away any major plot points, but there are a few things that I think I should talk about, just so you understand what kind of movie you're getting into should you decide to watch it. Something I talk about a lot is how I crave originality in the zombie genre, because a lot of zombie movies are like other zombie movies. Helldriver is one of the most original zombie movies I've ever seen. It has elements of Return of the Living Dead, Evil Dead, Dead Alive, mixed with a good amount of body horror, all soaked with a shit ton of blood. First off, there's these antler tumors that every zombie has. The only way to kill one of these zombies is by removing the antler or destroying it outright. These antlers also have some euphoric properties, so you have people collecting these antlers and using them as a drug. But if you destroy these antlers, they explode. There's also a varying degree of intelligence amongst the zombie horde. Some of them are your typical slow-moving, flesh-eating ghouls, but other zombies have more intelligence, use tools, play instruments, use weapons, capture people, and sell them like cattle to other zombies for food. Something I've always wanted to see is a movie about a fully functioning zombie society. Something along the lines of Daybreakers, where that movie focused on a fully functioning vampire society with the human race on the verge of extinction trying to fight back. Something along the lines of Planet of the Apes, but with zombies. And while Helldriver doesn't go into as much detail in that idea as I would have liked, I do appreciate that it does explore that idea. But the main reason why this movie is a major recommendation from me is that it's just so much fun. This movie throws physics, reality, human anatomy right out the window and says, fuck it, we're just gonna do all this crazy shit for the sake of our audience having a good time. There is a good amount of CGI throughout this film, which does make it seem more cartoony, but I'm okay with that because this is a live-action cartoon, or anime. Helldriver did not have a big budget. Not a small budget when you compare it to other movies I've talked about on this channel, but it wasn't big. Around $600,000 is the American equivalent to that budget. And given all the crazy stuff they do in this movie, yeah, CGI was necessary. And it is cheap, but it's an endearing cheap. It shows that the filmmakers really tried with the limited resources they had. Helldriver may not be a great movie by technical standards, but it is great at what it's trying to be, which is a gore-soaked good time. What makes this movie so much fun is the creativity in the bloodshed, the action, and the fight sequences. Kika's main weapon is a cross between a samurai sword and a chainsaw, and she's not the only one who fights with a chainsaw. And what adds to the looniness of this flick is the fact that The zombies can merge together to make other things. Severed body parts can attach to other body parts to make something else. Severed hands can continue to use weapons after they've been severed from the body. My favorite scene in the movie is where the spoilers are coming into play, so this is your last warning. Kika's uncle, who of course is infected, is chasing after our main characters. They're driving away in this pickup truck with blades on the front of it, because of course, and they're mowing down zombies as they drive. Body parts are flying over the truck, and the uncle is catching all the body parts and putting them together, and then this happens. Yeah, this guy has taken all these zombie body parts and made them into a car. I love this scene. It's the right amount of insanity, and it only gets crazier as it goes on. Every action scene in this movie gets crazier as it goes on, but this particular scene perfectly shows what kind of movie you're getting into. I love it. And the characters are all great. Eihi Shiina, I apologize so much because I know I butchered that name. The actress from Audition fame plays the zombie queen, and she's clearly having a blast in the role. The good guys are very likable and sympathetic. The acting is rough around the edges, nothing award-worthy, but who cares? Everyone's putting in the effort. The good guys are going all out, the bad guys are having a blast, everyone involved in making this movie gave 100% in trying to make the kind of movie they were trying to make. Please understand what kind of film you're getting into. It's cheap, gory, goofy, and awesome. I love movies that go all out with their ideas, especially lower budget movies that go all out with their ideas. Helldriver goes beyond that. It had been a while since I last watched this flick, but rewatching it for this review, my love for this movie has grown even more. If you want a fun, original, crazy idea, and are okay with it being rough around the edges, I cannot recommend Helldriver enough. This movie would be perfect for a fun movie night with friends. And with that, let's get to the Grindhouse rankings. I'm not even going to attempt to get an accurate body count here. All I know is it's over 6 million. No joke. The kills consist of, but are not limited to, being eaten by zombies, decapitations, exploding heads, getting cut in half, and many, many more. It reaches the zombie requirements with undead ghouls, flesh-eating, and oodles of gore. There's some nudity in here with women's breasts, some being eaten, and a bucket of dicks being sold to zombies. The gore is so over the top and creative, some of the best bloodshed in low-budget gore flicks. I love the originality in the zombies. These are some of the most unique zombies in the genre. I respect that this movie does so much with a lower budget. It is rough around the edges, but they use what they have to tell a fun story. The characters are all good, the villains are fun, and the heroes are likable. We like spending time with all of them. All in all, this movie is just fun. Low budget, gory, schlocky fun. I'm giving this a 4.8 out of 5. I don't care what anyone says. This is a fun horror movie that is very good at being fun. As always, I want to thank everyone for continuing to watch and support this channel. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know your favorite Japanese hyper-gore film. If you can't think of one, then just give me any hyper-gore film. The only requirement is it has to be a movie that has fun with its over-the-top gore. This is the Maniac, here to remind you that the Grindhouse will never die. She has a samurai chainsaw sword. How can that not be the coolest weapon in any movie? I don't care how impractical it is, it's still cool as hell.